Bienvenidos de regreso a este canal, su canal de Estadio Vida. Muchísimas gracias por acompañarnos. Ahora sí, Juanito, se viene lo que es AC Milan, bueno, Liverpool contra AC Milan en este primer partido de la Champions League.
Nos tocó el mismo grupo.
El mismo grupo. Estamos en el mismo grupo en lo que yo siento es el grupo más competitivo, quizás el grupo de la muerte.
Sí.
Porque todos los equipos ahí tienen calidad. Estamos hablando de Atlético de Madrid, Liverpool, AC Milan y Porto. Entonces son 4 equipos con historia de Champions League, 4 equipos con, bueno, Atlético a lo mejor, o sea, es un equipo bueno que ganó la Liga. No sé si ha ganado la Champions obvio, llegó a la final, perdieron contra el Real Madrid. Pero bueno, ha sido un equipo que ha demostrado ser competitivo en esta competencia de Champions League. Estamos hablando de Liverpool, que la ha ganado la Champions 6 veces, AC Milan 7, Porto, que también ya la ha ganado anteriormente con Mourinho en el 2004. Mourinho los hizo campeones en el 2004, entonces...
¿Era la única?
Creo que quizás puede ser la única o la más reciente.
Sí.
Por la más reciente, sí. Entonces, bueno, es un equipo competitivo. Sabemos, todos los equipos comenzaron haciendo una historia de Champions, tienen esa calidad en sus equipos. Entonces, este primer partido va a ser Liverpool contra AC Milan. It was meant to be, my friend.
I know.
You're in AC Milan.
By the way, Atlético only runners up 3 times.
Only runners up. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, AC Milan, Liverpool. It kind of, I think you mentioned it already, but it was kind of meant to be, no?
Yeah, it's meant to be. I mean, you're an AC Milan fan. I'm a Liverpool fan.
Yeah. We've been talking about this, creating this channel for over a year, right? And creating content for over a year. And the draw was a few weeks ago. And nos tocó. The AC Milan supporter and the Liverpool supporter. Same group.
The same group.
It's
fighting for, obviously it's going to be crazy to fight for that spot in the knockout stage.
What makes it tough is the group, like you said. Es el grupo de la muerte. I mean, if you look at all the other groups, this is the group where I think there's a great chance where all the teams are bound to lose a point. And that could be the case for any Champions League year, right? Because no matter what group, because it's just the Champions League. Champions League, although some groups might have you're clear on favorites, here and there they might lose a point, right?
Exactly. You mind pulling up the group stages really quick just so we can take a look at them really quick? Nomás para darle una revisadita rapidito a lo que son los grupos de la Champions League y después nos metemos en lo que va a ser el AC Milan contra el Liverpool. Vamos a ver los grupos en unos momentitos. Vamos a ver, creo que ahí están por abajo. Okay. Group stage. Ahí está. Bueno, estamos hablando de Man City, PSG, Leipzig y el Brugge de Bélgica. So, de aquí, obvio, los favoritos, Manchester City, PSG, creo que van a ser los que van a pasar a fin de término de esta competencia de la fase de grupos. Atlético, Madrid, Liverpool, Porto, Milán. Lo dejamos para después, para ahorita hablar vamos a hablar ahorita de lo que es AC. Vamos a hablar de los otros grupos. Sporting, Borussia Dortmund, Ajax, Besiktas. De aquí creo que va a ser Borussia y Ajax o Sporting. Besiktas también es un equipo de Turquía que puede sorprender.
Yeah.
Es un equipo también que a lo mejor no tiene la misma calidad de lo que es el Atlético, Liverpool y los otros, pero de cierta manera como competitivo.
A fairly even or competitive group, yeah.
Right.
There's
so
like
the same,
maybe Dortmund's
probably the one that
favorite,
stands out.
Yeah.
But then there's Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Shakhtar, and Sheriff Tiraspol.
Very similar group to last year because it was those top 3 teams were in the same group last year. Inter got knocked out. I think Inter finished 4th in the group last year, right? Or did they go to Europa? No, they didn't make it to Europa. But anyway.
Wow. So, I mean, I'd see Inter and Real, to be honest. I think they're going to be the ones to go through.
Very likely.
Bayern, Barca, Benfica, Dinamo Kiev. Bayern and Barca are the most likely to advance. De aquí el grupo F, Villarreal, Manchester United, Atalanta, Young Boys. I think Man United, and it's going to be either Atalanta or Villarreal who are going to go through.
Final of the Europa League last season. Villarreal ended up winning, right? So,
Yeah.
They beat United in the final.
Exactly. Entonces, grupo G es Lille, Sevilla, Red Bull, Salzburg, and Wolfsburg de Alemania.
Very
También otro como un grupo muy competitivo, dividido, o sea, con las mismas, los
porque
equipos.
Porque Lille es buen equipo.
Sí, o sea, que vienen de ganar la
French League,
la League One. Entonces yo creo que va a ser Sevilla. Veo a Sevilla pasando. Y puede ser Leo, que sea el otro, o
Sevilla
o Wolfsburg. Bueno,
that was a little tough to call that group, to be honest.
Exactly. I think Sevilla is probably the one Lille, to
possibly.
At least one.
Right.
At least one of the ones to go through. I think it's going to be Sevilla. Anyway, el grupo H es Chelsea, Juventus, Zenit, St. Petersburg, and Malmo.
Chelsea, the clear favorite.
Chelsea and Juventus are the clear favorites to advance.
Right. Although Juventus, if they don't make it past the group stage, I would not be surprised. Like if Zenit or even a Malmo, snuck into second place. It's unlikely.
I mean, I see Zenit more of a chance, but Malmo, I don't think so.
Right, exactly.
Zenit, I mean...
But Chelsea, the clear favorite in this group, obviously.
I think Chelsea and Juventus are the ones to go through. Anyway, let's get back into our group.
The important group, right, for us.
El grupo de la muerte de nosotros. Vamos a hablar de Atlético, Liverpool, Porto y AC Milán. Vamos a hablar específicamente de lo que es este primer partido. Arranca la Champions League, como mencionamos, AC Milán, primera Champions League en 7 años. Así es que regresan finalmente a esta competencia de la que han ganado, a la que han ganado 7 veces. Sí. El segundo equipo que más la ha ganado es el AC Milán. Entonces regresa a esta competencia importante.
Después de como 7 años.
Exactly.
Sí.
So, now, it's Liverpool, my Liverpool versus your AC Milan at Anfield this Wednesday night. The Wednesday afternoon for us, but night, las noches de champions, como se les llama. European nights at Anfield.
It's going to be tough.
What do you think?
So, and I was discussing this off air with you, pero Milan, obviously, it's going to be tough for them. They're a younger team in the group of death. Even a Porto is going to be tough. I'm confident, though, if they take it one match at a time, this first match, yes, Liverpool is the favorite, but I would not be surprised if Milan can get a draw. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Milan is going to, run through the group and, win everything. No, I'm realistic. I have to be realistic. But I think there's a certain realistic aspect that there's a chance that we can pull out a draw in Anfield because of the form we're in. And Liverpool, there's going to be fans, right? I'm assuming there's going to be fans. It's going to be tough.
Fans are back.
Yeah.
If fans weren't back, I would say yes, there's a chance AC Milan could pull out a draw.
Yeah.
If fans weren't back.
Yeah.
The fact that fans are back, the famous Europe. I'm just, because Liverpool, what they're like, obviously AC Milan and Liverpool, they're both like Champions League teams. They're like historically they're both Champions League. Yeah, they're both Champions League teams. So if fans weren't back, then like I said, creo que Milan sí pudiera sacar un empate. Pero con el regreso de los fanáticos en Liverpool, o sea, son famosas las noches de Champions, las European Nights, las noches europeas, ¿no? En Anfield. Son famosas porque crean esta atmósfera en el estadio que muchos equipos visitantes, o sea, tienden a crear esta atmósfera en todo el estadio that like visiting teams kind of like sometimes like they kind of feel small,
right.
They don't kind of, obviously you're Zlatan. I think the Zlatan factor, I don't think he's that player that kind of goes small. He's a player that obviously, iconic and, he wants to, he probably thrives in that, in that atmosphere or in that environment, right? but not every player.
Yeah, it's a young squad. That's where it's gonna make it tough.
So I do see Liverpool winning. I think it's gonna be. No creo que va a ser así walk in the park, que va a ser muy fácil ganarle a AC Milan. Pero sí creo que Liverpool.
Milan's gonna sit back. They're gonna let Liverpool have ball possession and just try to counter or press high off of that. I don't think they'll press high. I don't think it'll be possible because Liverpool's too dangerous with the forwards they have. So Milan, I could see just dropping back and just waiting for a Liverpool mistake from the back. Yeah.
Creo que si empatan o si sacan un empate, o quizás hasta terminen dando la campanada y le ganan a Liverpool en Anfield, ¿no?
I doubt it, pero that'd be awesome.
Right? But creo que sería, o sea, si lo hacen, creo que sería en balón parado, like a corner, like, or, you know, something from like no sé, como un balón parado con Zlatan, con la presencia de Zlatan, he's a big guy y todo eso. Creo que sería algo así o una jugada individual de Zlatan. Yeah. I think Zlatan is going to be the main guy for AC Milan, and I think he's the one that's probably going to be he's the one carrying the team, you know, obviously. Yeah, so he's going to be carrying this team because I think the atmosphere is going to be
right.
It's going to be crazy because like European nights are back at Anfield after obviously losing against Atletico and all that stuff. But that was like during COVID time when it was like obviously now, you know, bringing the fans back. I think it's a huge plus for Liverpool, which is why in the video I forgot to actually mention too. I do see that's why I kind of see Liverpool kind of getting back into the first place or competing for the league because of that. Because I think the fans are back.
Right.
And that's going to be huge for Liverpool.
Right.
But anyway, this game, Liverpool versus AC Milan, I do see Liverpool winning. What's your score prediction?
So since you brought it up, it kind of reminded me of last season, Milan in Europa League, they had to play United. Now, I don't recall if fans were allowed back, and if they were, it would have been like, you know, limited quantity. Yeah. But just watching Milan play, even in Europa League, I don't think they're the type of team that gets nervous. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to be that much of a factor as you may believe, which is why I think there's the possibility, you know, Kier with a last minute header against United to draw, you know, in United last Europa League. I think it was the round of 16. I'm blanking out right now. But if I had to put money on it, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think Milan will sit back. If anything, it's going to be a 1-0 Liverpool win or a 0-0 or a 1-1. Honestly, it's not going to be I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring match. I'm going to go with, if you just want me to give you one answer.
Your score prediction.
I'm going to go 0-0.
0-0.
Yep.
That's your score prediction.
Yep. Okay. 0-0. I don't think Milan will get nervous enough to allow too many goals, and I think they can keep their composure to where it'll be a 0-0 match, yet they still won't be threatening on the offensive end as well.
So you think it's going to be 0-0 or 1-0 or 1-1? Those are kind of like that's where you see it.
Exactly.
I see it. Yellow. Bueno.
And if it's 1-0, by the way, it'll be Liverpool. I have to be objective. I have to be realistic and objective. You know, if it was a match in San Siro, you know, a few match days down the line, then maybe, depending on how the form, right? But yeah, as of right now, you know, even though Milan's in a good form and they're still on an incline, that's what I was going to mention in the previous video when we were talking about Milan. It's like right now, although they're on an incline, they still haven't taken that next step to where now they're a team that can just go to Porto and easily, you know, I feel confident that they're going to win. No, that's the next stage. They're not there yet. This will be the big test. This Champions League group stage is going to be a huge test to where they
they are.
Exactly, to see where they're going to be down the line, you know, who they're going to need to pick up for next season. But yeah, my prediction is a 0-0 draw, 1-1 draw, or maybe a 1-0 Liverpool win.
Gotcha. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be goals.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I'm leaning to 2 or 3-1.
Oh, wow.
2 or 3-1.
Okay.
So I see Liverpool winning the game. I kind of see Milan either scoring, I think they could have that, Zlatan factor. I think it's going to be big. And then Giroud too. Giroud obviously has played in the Premier League. Él ya conoce Liverpool, ya conoce todo. Yeah. Entonces, creo que por ahí quizás AC Milan sí pueda meter un gol. Pero también, o sea, siento que Liverpool ahorita, defensivamente están bien. Está Van Dijk, obvio, no está al nivel que Van Dijk estaba antes de su lesión. He's getting back to that.
Yeah.
He's building up. Like, he's playing better and better as the games go. He's still not, obviously, at that level. Entonces, quizás por ahí puede ser que they could kind of, sneak in a goal. But I do see Liverpool scoring at least 2 goals. So I think it's going to be a 2-1 or 3-1. That's my prediction. That's my prediction as far as the game.
And now, it's very possible. I mean, it's very possible. It's Milan's first time back in the Champions League, but in Anfield, with fans, so it's possible.
So and now, like, one of the things I do agree with you. I think AC Milan is going to go in. Se van a cerrar. They're going to be playing counter. No creo que le vayan a jugar al tú por tú a Liverpool in Anfield.
No. Like, at least not this Milan.
Not in that atmosphere, or like at least. You could expect it probably in San Siro, maybe, it's like we're home and all that stuff. We want to, please the fans, whatever. You could probably expect that.
Right.
But and at Anfield, I think Milan's going to go. Se van a cerrar, jugar al contragolpe, and hoping for that goal, like on a mistake or on de balón parado, que más o menos por ahí llegue el gol de AC Milan. But por eso, I think it's going to be like 2 or 3-1. I'm leaning more towards the 2-1. Because if they're gonna go defend, I think Liverpool is probably gonna go in like. I don't think they'll probably score 3. I think AC Milan's probably gonna be good enough defensively to not like if you're gonna go defend, like if you're gonna go sit back, then I don't think Liverpool's gonna score 3. Unless Liverpool goes like 2-0 and then AC Milan somehow is like trying to push forward, trying to get the match or something,
right.
Like or they're in a 2-1 and then Milan's like last minute like trying to get the draw or something, and then on the counter Liverpool kind of just finishes it off with the 3-1. Right. I think that's when I see the likely 3-1. But if kind of they stay back the whole game, I think it's gonna be 2 goals that Liverpool probably sneak in, and not 3. But it all depends on obviously the game. But I want to say 2 or 3-1. And yeah, I do agree with you que van a ir a defenderse y a jugar al contragolpe y tratar de...
That's going to be our best shot. I mean, we have players like Theo, Brahim, and, the Leao. Depends on who's starting on the right-hand side, or if Rebic plays. It's all counter-attack game for this match. And just to bring up Theo. I was going to mention him in the last video, in one of the last previous videos, but Theo is literally probably one of the fastest athletes in football for sure, in soccer, and football for sure. No question. Like one of the fastest soccer players in the world. No doubt. But someone did not teach him to play until the whistle. He's that type of player where, and I remember a couple plays from last season where it was in a Serie A match or something, and I forget the exact team they were playing. It might have been Parma, one of the last games before their last Atalanta match. He's literally gets past a last defender. He's practically already in the 18, and he kind of feels like a little tug. There's no whistle. He just decides to stop and kind of like, dog, you're right. Estás allí. Like, there's no reason for you to like cry about it there. You have the speed. You're already there. All you have is the keeper in front of you, but he decides to like...
Se avienta.
No se aventó, but
he stops. He's pulling me.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's not where you do that type of thing. It's like, and I've seen it with other plays where like he does not play until the whistle. Like, he doesn't have that mentality. That's the one thing where if Theo grows up and learns that part and matures from that aspect, he'll be one of the best left backs in the world. He already has the talent. He has a good shot. He has the speed. Maybe on the ball he's not that great. Like he can't. But then again, he's a defender, right? But that's the one thing I hate about Theo. And just that from a Milan perspective, that's one thing I've noticed. He does not know how to play until the whistle. Like, that's the one thing I love about Messi, right? One of the things I love about Messi is like one of the tiniest dudes in the world, yet most talented. Like, try to bring him down. Like, if he goes down, it's because you brought him down. It's not because he like faked a foul or whatever. And I've heard some friends say like he's got a low center of gravity or whatever because he's so small and so it helps him. But still, he's got that mentality. Like, you're not going to bring me down. Even if you're pulling and tugging, like, I'm still going to go until you actually bring me down.
Exactly.
And I love that. I love that about Messi. But anyway, that's one thing that Theo needs to do, that players in the world need to learn from. It's like,
just play to the whistle.
Play to the whistle. Like, play to the whistle, and Theo needs to learn that. But anyway.
Alrighty. So, okay. Thank you for your rant about Theo. Thank you for
I had to, man.
for your rant.
It probably won't be the first time either.
About no, it's good. It's good. Bueno, entonces 0-0.
Yeah, 0-0 is my prediction.
I'm gonna say 2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
Okay.
2-1. Yeah, let's go with 2-1.
All right.
Creo que 2-1 va a quedar. Liverpool les va a meter. No, you know what? Let's go 3-1. I think 3-1.
Okay.
I think we're gonna get that. I think we're gonna start off the Champions League on the right path, and I think it's gonna be like a statement that Liverpool's there, and they're just gonna be like, yo, you know, we're the serious team. Like, I think it's starting this Champions League. I think with the, like I said, all players back. Creo que van a empezar y como decir, you know what, we're here, we're a serious team. We want you guys to take me serious, or like, because everybody's talking about these Chelsea, Man City, PSGs, obviously, you know, the money teams, right. Man United with Ronaldo, surprisingly or unsurprisingly maybe. Not a lot of people are talking about Madrid or Barcelona too, you know, right. Like they don't really see them as favorites. Yeah, we'll get into that later, but I think with this Liverpool, they're probably going to want to do like, you know, we're here to make a statement. And I think with AC Milan, they're going to be like, all right, here's our statement. Yeah. Let's win, and let's win, o sea, como que se vea que contundente, ¿no? Una victoria contundente. It's probably going to be a 3-1, like I said. And then for Liverpool, I think the main match that they're going to probably worry about, or the key match, I think is going to be versus Atletico. But I do see now, speaking about obviously Champions League, we talked about already Liverpool and AC Milan. Let's talk a little bit about where you see AC Milan in this Champions League finishing off. Like, do you see them go through the group stage, or do you see them maybe third place transferring into Europa League?
My heart tells me that they squeeze by into second place in the group and move on to the next round, and I can see it happening. If I had to put money on it, if I was being a little more objective, I would say they'll finish third and go to Europa. With Porto finishing last in the group. But this group is just too difficult to call. Like, yes, Liverpool and Atletico kind of have an edge above the other two teams, but it's the group of death for sure. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like I mentioned, I think I mentioned it earlier in this video, but it's like any of these teams are bound to lose points at some point. We see,
because obviously you already made the case for AC Milan, right? We already made the case for AC Milan that they're the team that on the incline, that they've been playing well and they're in good form. So you already made the case that AC Milan could squeeze by, say, possibly second place. Now Porto, they've obviously they're a team consistent like in the Champions League, right? And they go through the group stages. Like they play the knockout stages. Right. Obviously, they don't win them. They don't win the Champions League or whatever. But they tend to play the knockout stages. They tend to at least go through the group stage. Yep. So, you know, Porto also it's a series. Like no te sorprende de cierta manera que Porto pase de este grupo. Right. Te sorprendería por la calidad de los otros equipos, por los equipos que están en su grupo. Yeah. Pero también son un equipo que pueden dar esa campanada, que pueden decirle, ¿sabes qué? They could probably go to Atletico Madrid or Liverpool and kind of get a tie or something, and then just kind of beat AC Milan, and, you know, like,
and next thing you know, they're in second or first, right?
Exactly. So I think, obviously, making the case for Porto, like, they could well in, you know, finish that third, second, or I don't see them first, but
Right.
third or second. You know, it's like so. It's like you said, it's too difficult to call. I do see Liverpool going through. I'm not gonna lie, I do see Liverpool going through through the group stage. And what place, I'm not sure, but I do think. I mean,
I think Liverpool.
I think it's
finish
gonna
in
go first.
Yeah,
I mean, they're gonna go first.
I think that's the safe bet or the best if you need to put your money on it. But that's the safe bet. First, but then Atletico, man, it's difficult, man.
Yeah,
This
I
group
mean
is so
Atletico
Dude,
because I mean Griezmann's back in Atletico. Luis Suarez obviously
and
there.
they're still in good form. I mean,
Obviously Saúl is not there anymore, but I mean if you let's pull up Atletico's squad really quick.
let's see.
Let's pull up their squad because I mean I know Griezmann is obviously.
Dude, they have a squad, even though
yeah.
they lost Saúl.
I mean
but
obviously, I mean the keeper Oblak. So,
exactly, still probably one of the best in the world.
Marcos
if not the
Llorente,
best.
like Llorente obviously es los que eliminaron a.
Angel Correa has been on good form, like he's been
I
playing
mean,
well.
Héctor Herrera, papá.
Exactly, yeah.
Para que veas.
Oh yeah, they picked up Rodrigo de Paul, who's
yeah,
very good.
Paul.
Milan was
Exactly. Saúl se
was trying
fue,
to get
pero
him,
o sea, Rodrigo de Paul llega. O sea, Coque, obvio, sigue ahí.
They have a squad.
Joao, o sea, Antoine Griezmann, Luis Suarez, Lemar. O sea, if you look through the squad, Jose
Yeah.
Jimenez, the
At the end
center
of the
back
day,
to the
let's not beat around the bush. They have a team to win the entire thing. Like it.
Well, they have a of course, they have a team
make
to
it the
compete.
final.
Yeah, exactly.
Similar with Liverpool.
Yeah.
Porto
And then obviously
and Milan
pues,
are not
tienes,
there, but
obvio, tienes al ¿cómo se llama? Al Cholo Simeone. Obviously.
Exactly.
It's like, es obvio, creo que para esto, o sea, creo que este grupo para el Liverpool es como una revancha contra el Atlético. Después de que los eliminó el Atlético, creo que el Liverpool lo va a tomar como una revancha. Y creo que sí les van a, o sea, sí van a salir victoriosos de cierta manera, o sea, terminando en primer lugar, porque creo que el Liverpool tiene esa hambre como de revancha.
Yeah.
Como que quedamos dolidos todavía de esa eliminación, o sea, tan fea que vivimos por, ya sabemos, el peor error de Adrián que cometió en su carrera con Liverpool, o sea, regalándoles ahí casi el gol de visitante en Anfield, en tiempos extra, cuando ya habíamos metido el segundo gol, o sea, ya el gol que nos ponía. Entonces creo que el Liverpool tiene como que esa espinita de revancha por la manera en que perdimos esos partidos, ¿no? O sea, que eran como los round of 16, creo, sí. The round of 16, los octavos de final, la manera que perdimos los octavos de final. Entonces, pues, octavos o cuartos, no me acuerdo.
I forget.
I think it was cuartos, de hecho. I think it was maybe cuartos.
What I was going to ask you is, since we're on Liverpool and Champions League, is since they last won it, because it's obviously hard to repeat, and they didn't repeat. Like, Madrid seems to be the only one that can repeat. I think Milan did it back in the day, pero it's something so difficult. That Champions League is so competitive. Pero in regards to Liverpool, what needs to go right this season for them to win Champions League? A is my first question, and then, or what can't go wrong, either or. And then B, second question is, like, what will be key? Like, damn it. I'm like, I just lost my train of thought, dude.
Look, Liverpool is I can tell you this, like, from the first question, is like, Liverpool is a Champions League team.
Right.
And what I mean by that, like, they're more of a Champions League team than a Premier League team. Like, they're more of a Champions League team as, like, they're better playing, one or two games than playing, like, consistently throughout the whole season. Like, they're more of a Champions League team in that regards, that when they play versus the bigger teams, it's kind of like Liverpool's playing style suits best when they play these bigger teams.
Right.
Because usually, like, Liverpool's okay playing without the ball. They don't, like, sometimes, like, obviously,
especially with Klopp.
Exactly. Right. Like, sometimes you have the teams that are going to sit back, and Liverpool can possess the ball, and they're okay playing with ball too. So they're okay playing with ball. De hecho, I think tienen a veces más problemas con equipos que se encierran. O sea, to break them down.
Season,
exactamente. Yeah. O sea, a veces tienen más problemas en eso, con equipos que se encierran para quebrarlos y meterte y todo eso. O sea,
they're not really City. City's
exactly.
like more of that type of team.
They're that team, yeah. They'll break down, teams like that. Liverpool doesn't probably have that. They're not as good like City is when it comes to breaking down teams like that sit back. Liverpool's playing style suits, or the playing style of the bigger teams like Man City, PSGs, or Barcelona, Real Madrid, like Atletico, whatever. Well, not so much Atletico, as Atletico is kind of like the same as Liverpool. Kind of suits that Liverpool style, where, we play okay without the ball. Yeah. We don't mind not having the ball. We can play without the ball. We can play with the ball. We can possess. We can control games. But, we need sometimes like the bigger teams to kind of attack us so we can get them on the counter. And that's kind of how Liverpool plays. Like that's their playing style kind of suits Liverpool style. So that's why Liverpool, I say, is a Champions League team, because they're better. Like they can finish teams like that. Like we saw versus Man City like a few seasons back, where like in 20 minutes they had scored 3 goals already. Like it was a 3-0 already. And then you go to Etihad and they finish them off like I think they won Liverpool won 2-1.
Round of 16.
Round of 16. Okay,
oh wait, no.
No, it was cuartos.
Cuartos, yeah.
Wait, no, that's.
Wait, no, this is the last season. It was the season before, no.
Yeah, that was the last season. No, this was last season actually.
Yeah, my bad. Anyway, so I just remember my second question. Second part of the question. So I get you with that. Now the second question was, can they win both Champions League and Premier League?
Can they? I think they can. Is it getting likely? Being realistic, I don't think it's likely. I think it's gonna get to a point where if they're fighting both, they're probably gonna have to choose for one or the other, or they're gonna probably concentrate on one or the other, wherever they see their most chances. I think, like I said, Liverpool's a Champions League team. But if they're doing really well in the league, or the league is super competitive where you have to stay focused 100%, which, I mean, and here's the thing, they have done that before. They were so close to winning both when they lost, when they won the Champions League, actually.
Okay.
When they lost the title to City in the last,
That's right.
So they were so close, like they got, 96 points, and they did not win the league or something like that. So it's like, or 94, and then City got 96.
City didn't slip up that season at all, really.
So it was like that league title was like, dude, like whoever won it was deserved, because second place gets like over 90 points. It's like, when does, like, what other league does that happen? If you get 90 points, you pretty much the title's like secured for you. You kind of want to get to that 90 point range to win the title, not to secure the title. So they proved to be consistent in both already, but this season, obviously, it's a little bit more than that. Obviously, it's tougher. It's like, like we talked about in the league, in the Premier League, you got the Man City, Chelsea, Man United, all strong teams, and Liverpool, and then you got the Champions League, who obviously all those teams are going to be in there. So I think it's gonna get to a point where, realistically speaking, like I said, can they compete in both? They can compete in both, but realistically speaking, I think it's going to get to a point where if Liverpool's doing really well in the Champions League, if they're getting to, like, say, cuartos or semifinals, they're probably going to focus a little bit more on the Champions League and probably drop or try to kind of compete also in the league, but I think their focus probably going to change, or vice versa. Like if they're doing really well in the Premier League and they're competing and they're up there and they're like 3 points on top or 3 points behind, like a game or something, and then like they're probably going to want to compete over here, put the pressure on the teams, and then the Champions League, probably the players are probably going to be tired in the Champions League. So, or it could go either way, depending. Could they win both? Like I said, yes, they proved to compete in both already at the same time and all that stuff. But do I see it likely? No. I'm not going to lie. I mean, if Liverpool wins one or the other, I think it'll be a successful season. With, obviously now, before, like, we talked about this before too off air. Like, when we're in that rebuilding stage with Liverpool, like, it's like, you don't expect titles. So the fact that now, like, you expect titles from Liverpool, now that, like, Liverpool's in the conversation, que ya se habla de Liverpool que para favoritos de esto,
Right.
o que van a competir y todo eso. Entonces eso ya te emociona, si eres como fanático, dices, sabes que ya te emociona,
Right.
estás ahí, estás viendo los partidos y todo eso, que cuando estás en aquel tiempo con Andy Carroll and you know, like whoa, what the, like, you know, you look at that squad and then like you look where we are now, like that squad of like 2011, 2012, I think. That was like Suarez was a standout player, but I mean,
but it was. I'm sure you felt that frustration where like,
and then we have like those glimpses like of like those seasons where you have those glimpses when, say for example, Suarez, Sturridge, and Sterling, you know, were all playing, and then Coutinho was there, like they were playing well. Like, they almost won the league too. The Stevie is Sleepy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sleepy G, you know, Stevie G, Sleepy G.
Yeah.
So I mean, you get those glimpses of you know, those seasons where you sometimes like, oh, they're competing for the title, but then there's the next 3 seasons like you're not competing for the league. So it's like
when they lost to
it was Man City. Well, they lost to Chelsea, but Man City won the title.
What I was gonna say is when they lost in the Champions League final to Madrid, the infamous Karius final.
Remind me.
Where did they finish on the Premier League table that season?
They finished 4th, I believe.
4th, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Chelsea won it that
No.
season? Or
4th.
City?
4th, I think. No. 4th. Yeah, I think they finished 4th. Wait. Or no. Maybe. I don't remember.
I was gonna say because maybe they came in close to winning the league that season too, but
no, that season I remember they were specifically, you know, making that run in the Champions League. Like they actually went to like the league, kind of like they're like, let's just make sure we get to let's just make sure we make Champions League.
Right.
But over here, you know, let's focus on Champions League. And well, yeah, obviously we already know what happened.
So yeah, it was in the round of 16. Atletico beat Liverpool.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough group, man. Well, it's gonna be fun, man. This season's gonna be fun to talk about it here, whether it's Champions League or the Premier League. I'll be because of you. I'll be following Liverpool a little bit here and there. Obviously, I'll be following Milan. We'll see what happens, but Milan, yeah. I mean, Milan, certain matches like this one at Anfield, they need to get a point. You know, a point. A point is a success. This first match, a loss, obviously, which is more likely, is not. But if they even think of moving past the group stage, these games where a point is an important point is a must. You know, in order to move on past the group stage.
I think for, I mean, all teams involved, I think that the key to go like out of this stage, out of this group specifically, creo que la clave para pasar a la siguiente fase creo que va a ser sus juegos en casa. Si ganas tus juegos en casa, creo que tienes, o sea, con eso tienes bueno, y agarrar así un empate de visitante, lo que sea, creo que con eso va a ser suficiente para pasar.
Right.
Obvio, sabemos que no todos, o sea, pues es a lo que me refiero, ¿no? Que es ganando, o sea, tus juegos en casa ya son 9 puntos ahí.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be key for all the teams that are involved in this group. Like, you have to kind of win your home games are going to be key, and which is why I tell you, like, I think Liverpool's just going to go all out versus AC Milan, and the group the home games, I think they're going to be all out, and then hoping or to, you know, get a win, maybe at Porto too, you know, try to. I think that's manageable. Liverpool has done it before, beat Porto at Porto. I think we can beat Milan at Milan or get a draw, whatever, and then Atletico. You know, it could go either, whatever.
And since you bring that up, to stay on that topic is, and I alluded to it, I don't know if it was this video or the previous video, but for Milan, we'll know if they're taking that next step in Champions League or as a team as a whole, no matter what competition it is if they can win those home matches. If they go in and not necessarily just have to dominate these home matches, whether it's against Porto, Liverpool, or Atletico, if they can win all three of them, but those matches, then I'll feel more comfortable. Be like, no matter no matter if we get past the group stage or not, if we can win those home matches in the Champions League group stage, I'll be like, okay, we're still on the right path. It's an improvement, even if we don't get past the group stage. Right. Because I mean, we're still a young team. It's about progressing, and that'll still be progress in my eyes, just based on what group we got. If we were in a group with like a Malmo and Zenit, then I'd feel more comfortable about the group.
Like Ajax, Borussia, and Sporting.
Exactly. Then I'd feel a little more comfortable. It'd still not be a guarantee because anything can happen in Champions League, especially with this Milan.
I think AC Milan first season back in Champions League le tocó bailar con la más fea.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a good test. I'm happy from that aspect. It's a test,
and
there's no slip. Like
I think
it's gonna help with the mentality for a young team that has a Zlatan and a Giroud, right?
I think it's gonna, like you say, I think it's gonna be a test for Milan. Creo que va a ser esta temporada es como ese, o sea, vamos a ver de qué están hechos en realidad, ¿no?
Right.
O sea, como que vamos a ver de qué están hechos, a ver si sí.
Are you gonna take that next step?
Exactamente.
Doesn't mean that, like I said, I don't expect them to win Champions League.
Y no significa tampoco que a lo mejor, o sea, porque a veces uno dice, are you gonna take the next step? But if you don't qualify to the knockout stage, like, it's not successful. I think for Milan es un poco diferente. Creo que Milan,
based on the group that they got, too.
Tienes que ver el cómo juegan. O sea, si de verdad, porque igual y hasta pierden, o sea, pueden perder contra Liverpool, o sea, pueden perder contra Atlético, pero si en realidad los ves compitiendo, que dices, you know what, we almost got the draw, or, we competed, like, there's moments in the game where AC Milan was dominating or something, Like, if you see that type of improvement, like, dominating a Liverpool, dominating Atletico Madrid, obviously with Porto, it's kind of like an even more of an even match.
Yeah.
And you kind of expect maybe AC Milan dominating probably a Porto more or something. So, like, those games versus Liverpool y Atlético, creo que van a ser los juegos donde en realidad vas a ver dónde está AC Milan en estos momentos. Ya. Ahora sí ya se van a poder calar a nivel, o sea, Champions, ¿no? En el nivel con otros equipos europeos, no nomás con los de la Serie A. Porque obvio, calarte con tu liga, pues ya los conoces, ya juegas, o sea, has jugado con ellos, you kind of already know the style y todo. But if you really want to be successful, obviously, you have to be kind of successful in the Champions League,
Exactly.
So,
this is a good test. Yeah, we got the toughest group, but in a way, it's a relief because this will be a sign of, okay, we still need to make some improvements here and there. And obviously we do. It's a young team. But it'll all be dependent on the outcome, right? If, like I said, if they're winning their home matches, or if at least, winning this Liverpool match, which would be, amazing, like, then I'd be like, okay, cool. I'm not saying they're going to win Champions League. I'm not saying anything like that. It's just at this stage, this current Milan is still on an incline. It's still progressive. Yeah.
With that being said, and to recap everything, is you said 0-0.
0-0. Mm-hmm. And then you said 2-1.
I say 3-1 now.
Oh, 3-1 now. Okay, wow.
I had said 3-1. I said 2-1 originally. I was like, actually 3-1 because I think Liverpool's going to make that statement. Mm-hmm. So I think 3-1.
Okay.
And out of the group stage, my prediction, I think it's going to be Liverpool. I think it's going to be Atletico, AC Milan, y Porto. I think AC Milan's going to go to the Europa League. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I think van a competir, pero no creo que vaya a ser suficiente esta temporada para pasar del group stage. Y de cierta manera, creo que hasta le beneficia un poquito mejor a AC Milan to go to the Europa League, because that way I think they have more of a chance to a trophy in the Europa League.
Possibly, yeah.
Then if they go through the group stage in the Champions League, obviously you're going to a knockout stage, and you can, obviously anything can happen. We've seen it before. But I don't see AC Milan obviously winning the Champions League, right? No. I don't see them competing for to win the Champions League. So I think if they go to the knockout stage, they'll be like, okay, well, yeah, we get to the knockout stage, but we're probably gonna get knocked out during the first or second round.
At some point, we're gonna face a Chelsea or a
PSG
or an Atletico again or something, right?
Yeah. So I do see AC Milan probably going to Europa, and I think it'll probably be a better chance for a trophy for AC Milan. And I'd see Liverpool, Atletico, AC Milan, and Porto. What's your prediction?
I have it exactly the same. I mean, I think I kind of mentioned it earlier. If I had to put money on it, I think Milan will finish third. My heart tells me that they can finish second, but I'm going to go third. Liverpool winning the group, Atletico second, and then Porto getting knocked out on the fourth.
Perfect. Alrighty. Well, there you have it,
Alright.
folks.
Comment,
Muchísimas gracias.
subscribe.
¿Ustedes qué piensan? ¿Cómo creen que va a quedar este grupo? El grupo de la muerte, como nosotros le decimos, para nosotros es el grupo de la muerte. El más competitivo, como mencionamos y lo acabamos de argumentar todo. Así es que ustedes, ¿cómo creen que va a finalizar este grupo? Déjenos saber en los comentarios. No se les olvide suscribirse a nuestro canal Estadio Vida. Estaremos hablando de esto y mucho más, específicamente Liverpool y AC Milan. Tenemos a dos fanáticos que hemos seguido a estos equipos por años. Yo desde como el 2006, por ahí que estoy siendo a Liverpool, o sea que ya son casi 15 años, 15 más o menos. AC Milan es un fanático de AC Milan también que de décadas. Así es que, bueno, pues muchísimas gracias por su sintonía. No se les olvide suscribirse, notification bell, ¡ting! Así es que muchísimas gracias. Y con esto nos despedimos. Gracias. ¿Cómo creen que queden? No se les olvide escribirnos ahí en sus comentarios. Gracias.